With the Destiny 2 Forzaken expansion that launches on September 4th, we will not only get usual strikes, gear and a raid, no, with this bigger expansion Bungie will also release a new mode called Gambit that mixes PvE and PvP, and they will also introduce a completely new weapon type, the bow. During E3 2018 I got a chance to check out both, so I wanted to show you them in action while telling you how the mode works and also share my impressions. So if you enjoy that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. So like I said, the Gambit mode is PvE, so fighting against countless of AI enemies, but has a twist where sometimes you'll hear that a portal is open, where you or one of your teammates can jump through to teleport to the enemy's version of the mode and start killing them. This can also happen the other way around, that a player from the other team invades your world to screw up your progression. Because the progression is really important in this small map, getting these modes that enemies drop and securing them in the middle of the map is the goal of Gambit. But when you die, you lose all the modes you carried, so you gotta be careful for sure. By securing the modes, you will also sometimes send taken enemies to the enemy team that will then start shooting them in the middle of the map near the drop-off point of the modes. So this also means that when the taken enemies are active, you cannot secure your modes, so you have to kill these enemies first. It's a cool way to block off the progression of the enemy team, making it more likely that they die as well and lose all their modes. Because in the end, it's the goal that your team secures 75 modes to spawn a prime evil taken enemy, and if you then kill that prime evil enemy, your team wins. But during this boss battle, one player from the enemy team can still come in and hunt you. And you'll then be easy targets because you got that big taken boss on your mind. It's a cool dynamic that I think works best in pre-made groups, that you really have to discuss, okay, who goes to the enemy team to cause some chaos, like who is the best in the PvP gameplay from Destiny. So by the way, you stay in the enemy's world for a short period of time and you go back when you get killed as well. But what I experienced in my match with random people is that the person that is nearby the portal will just jump in, while it would of course be way smarter to let the person that has his super ready go in, or someone that is just really good at killing people. So there is a lot of room for tactic in Gambit for sure, if you play with a team that is willing to play that way. And it's cool that this mode rewards players that are really good at killing enemies in a fast pace, because they are super valuable in this mode, and maybe they're not as good in PvP, while in this mode you still have the competition that the PvP modes in Destiny bring. So in terms of enemies, I could only experience a map with the Cabal enemies, but there should be more of course to add the much needed variety. In the map I played, there were 3 spawn points for these enemies that constantly switched, with of course sometimes taken enemies from the enemy team that you need to take care of in the middle. Luckily there is this new bow to help you, and yes, this weapon is a ton of fun to use and can make you feel like a badass when you get a quick headshot or kill multiple enemies fast after each other. The bow that I used had a quick charge that I found very handy, because charging your bow is needed to deal more damage. There was also a bow that fired an arrow that split when you released it, and I think it's cool to see a new weapon type in this game, especially one that feels vastly different from the rest. But is this enough to get me and maybe people in general back into Destiny? I'm not convinced though. While I had a great time with this mode, it's not enough to get me super interested in Destiny 2 again. I think in the end it will be a nice addition for people that want to come back to the game and are of course already playing. The whole Forsaken DLC looks like a big improvement that Destiny 2 needs. But I think I will mostly be busy with Spider-Man around that time in early September. Maybe I will sneak in some Destiny 2 Forsaken with some friends until Assassin's Creed Odyssey releases in early October. But it's not a safe bet just yet. I'm curious if you played Destiny 2 and after seeing this or hearing about the Forsaken DLC, if you are interested in going back, or if you are of course already playing the game and still are waiting for this new content, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe for way more content from E3 2018. I got a ton of Assassin's Creed Odyssey videos up and we'll have way more coming your way. I will check out Ghost of Tsushima at E3 as well, so totally keep an eye out for that. I got a giveaway where you can win an E3 game of choice on your platform of choice. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can check it out. And I will speak to you next time. Drop a like to support the channel and goodbye.